Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome back. This is the Feather Stitches podcast.
It's episode 31.
Yeah, wow. 31.
It's been a month, at least, well, just over a month, I guess, since our last podcast.
Yeah. I'm Becky.
I'm Heather. You can find us on Instagram as Feather Stitches Podcast, and I'm at Quilt Crazy.
You almost did it again. I'm at Millie Me.
No more retakes. We are
funny.
doing it this time.
Yep.
Oh, man.
hilarious.
It took us a while to get started on today's podcast, but we're here.
We are here.
Yeah.
We haven't stopped the video yet, so it must be good.
We're in 40 seconds. We're good. Okay. There might be some clips at the end of this with our rough starts.
Oh, man.
So,
Yeah, rough start, I tell you.
Becky's preschoolers and kindergartners have just left for school. She has one baby awake. Another baby is upstairs sleeping, so we're trying to squeeze this in
Yeah.
before that baby wakes up. And we were really hoping to get a podcast in before this weekend's
Yeah.
Creekside Yarn Festival in Airdrie.
We're so excited. It's our first, we've only done one show.
We've only ever done one show. This will be our second show, but our first time doing a table at the Airdrie
Yeah.
Creekside one.
Our hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're excited.
Yeah, so I hope that people will come out on Saturday and come and say hello to us. And we're going to have our booth with some project bags, some small size, medium size, and then the large Finch buckets. And of course, our needle minders that we have. We have the new size and fresh new batch to go. So
Yeah.
we're excited to have
very
those
excited.
to share. And we'll show some more stuff at the end. And
Yes.
yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
So-
It's been good. We're finally thawed out
Oh, we had such a deep
here.
freeze.
It was so cold.
Yeah.
We didn't get as cold as like northern Alberta.
The Yukon minus 49.
Oh, it was crazy cold. Yeah.
We had some minus 40 with wind chill weather days.
Yeah.
So we had some kids home from school for a few days and
Yeah.
they loved that.
Yeah. We're gonna have a chatty baby in the background.
Yeah. Oh, now he's going to cry. Oh.
Who wants to be part of the conversation?
We might have to bring him over closer.
I know. My dog's in the way.
Yeah, Charlie's laying right here at the
Won't
bottom.
move.
Yeah. So,
Oh, dear.
how was your Christmas?
It was good. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was good. It was busy. It was a crazy few days, but
Yeah.
it was good.
That's good.
We had fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Our brother, well, your brother-in-law, my brother, got engaged on Christmas Day at the family Christmas.
Yeah.
And I wasn't there. We were in Dominican. But yeah, that was exciting. So we're going to be gaining a new sister-in-law.
New sister and a niece and a nephew.
A niece and nephew who are
Yeah.
8-year-old twins. So that's really exciting. So the wedding is going to be in May, and Becky
Yes.
and I are both bridesmaids.
Yes.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be such a fun day. Like,
Yeah, it'll be
yeah,
fun.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So we survived
Yeah.
the Dominican. Thank you to everybody who sent me so many messages during that week. It was one of the scariest weeks of my life because my son got injured with a kayak. I had just gotten into my kayak and he was standing in the water with like the waves up to his waist. And then a huge wave just came and plowed this big kayak right into his pelvic area. And so it really badly bruised his 2 hip bones. And the doctor at the resort thought his hip bone potentially was broken. And so we had to send him to the hospital where they kept him for 3.5 very long days. And all I can say is I'm very appreciative for the healthcare we have
Yeah,
in
no
Canada.
kidding.
It's very hard to be in a country because Dominican is a second world country. Like it's, well, I think it's kind of like the third to second world country. So the hospital was okay. They didn't speak they didn't speak good English at all. So that was really hard. And, Google Translate is a wonderful thing. However, it was hard to understand because we were dealing with orthosurgeons and specialists because the orthosurgeon thought his hip bone was broken. And then they did CT scans and discovered it wasn't broken, but they found abdominal fluid in his abdomen. And so then it went transferred over to general surgery. And I was like fighting tooth and nail that they're not cutting my son open at their hospital.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we were we just wanted to get back to Canada and get him checked as soon as we could. He was stable, like he was doing good. And So finally, it kind of came down to a bit of a fight with insurance and my husband at the hospital with the doctors demanding his release just to get him to the resort for one day because he was stable. And then, so they said, okay, he can go home for one day to the resort as long as you get him checked out once you get to Calgary. So, yeah, they checked him over. I think the top abdominal fluid was maybe a misdiagnosis in the Dominican, and the bottom abdominal fluid had been absorbed by the time he got there. So,
Good.
he's doing good now. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was so scary.
Oh, so scary though.
And Aaron had gone with Weston to the resort, or to the hospital. And so then I went the next morning, I guess, or later the next morning. Mm-hmm. Or later that day. I can't remember. No, later the next day. And so I had asked the resort to call me a taxi. So they had called me a taxi. And I said I had to get to the Hospitina in Bavaro, which is about a 45-minute drive from the resort. And so I was nervous taking a taxi.
Yeah, no kidding.
Some random guy for a 45-minute drive through.
You have no idea where you're going.
Yeah. And so as we're driving there, we get into Bavaro, and then he pulls up into this building, and it looks like a rundown motel. Like there was bars on the windows, and I saw these people looking through garbage cans and staring at me because I'm clearly a tourist. And the taxi driver was like, okay, Hospitina. And I looked at him, I'm like, this is not a hospital. And he goes, see, Hospitina, Hospitina. And he's pointing to a sign, and it did have like a medical, like the cross sign. Mm-hmm. I was like, no hospital. And he's like, see. So he wanted me to get out to go into the building, and I was like, okay, you come with me. And he didn't speak English, so I'm like, you walk with me. Because I didn't want him to just drop me off and walk away and drive away. And
no kidding.
I just knew in my gut that this wasn't the right place. So he's like, see. So he gets out and grabs my bags for me. He was really nice, but we just couldn't communicate. Oh. So we go up to this one room, and I see this guy wearing this like white tank top. He was clearly a patient, and he was all sprawled out, like hanging over the edge of this bed. And there was this big standing guard, and so the cab driver and this security guard were talking back and forth, and we realized, okay, yeah, we are at the wrong spot. So they talked amongst themselves. He's like, blah, 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 that way. So then we got in the car and had to drive down for a few more minutes. And then we got to the actual hospital, and it was this big building, and there were security guards everywhere with guns. And I'm like, okay, this looks a bit safer.
Wow.
So yeah, can you imagine if you just left me there?
Yeah, no kidding.
So needless to say, Aaron, he told me that I couldn't stay at the hospital. I had to go back to the resort at nighttime. He stayed with Weston. It put a big hamper on our trip. But
yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, so that sucked.
Yeah, hard to sit by the pool and relax when your kid's in the hospital, right?
Yeah, I couldn't. I was constantly on the phone with the hospital insurance companies. Mm-hmm. Luckily, we had medical insurance, so always travel with insurance. Never travel without it. Like, you just never know, right?
No kidding.
So I'm glad we had it.
Yeah.
Scary. So anyways, that's the story in a nutshell, because I know there was a lot of people messaging me, and like, he's doing good now, and we're back to normal.
Good.
Do you need to give him something?
He's like, yeah.
You can put him here. I can try and make faces.
I'll be back.
Just to maneuver the dog. Okay, let's see if this will. So none of us have any finished objects to show. I do have a quilt that just got dropped off to me today from the Long Arm Quilter. But the binding isn't on it, so I'm going to show it the next podcast so you can see it all done. It's just beautiful. Hey, buddy. So we'll just show you our whips and what we have for our projects. I don't know. He's debating if he's gonna be okay with this plan.
I don't know about this.
Hey, buddy. Okay. So how many whips do you have?
I have one.
That's one. That's all you've been working on? All month?
Yeah. Yeah, once it came out, I've been working on the MCAL for Cozy Up Knits.
So what'd you do over Christmas?
My socks.
You should show your socks. She's like, I don't want to get up again. Okay, well, if you need another break, you can always...
Okay. They're not really any different than...
Oh, really?
Not really, because...
I brought mine too, but I didn't do a ton more from the last podcast.
I did the 24 stripes, and then I've kind of stalled out. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. If I'm going to keep going, because I still have quite a bit left.
Yeah.
So I need to try them on, and I haven't had a huge knitting mojo.
I know.
So I've been slowly working on my MCAL, but that's about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've had lots of other stuff going on
Well,
with the kids and stuff. So
I have like 4 I can show, but one of them is my socks. So I'll just show
Okay.
the progress I have on my socks.
yeah, I mean mine look the same, just the opposite, right?
Exactly. That's
Basically.
true. Becky's mine.
And my toes are gray. Other than that,
Like I've done more on this one because eventually I just took off on one side and
right.
I wanted to switch over my
Yeah,
sock
you needed your needles,
for
right?
Dominican. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just put my knit picks on. So this is all I have done so far. And yeah, you're right. There is lots left over.
Yeah, so I don't know what to do.
I want to keep making mine longer, I think.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'm going to do. I love ankle socks, but then I don't like the mid-height socks.
Yeah. They either need to be really long.
Yeah.
But I would probably push them down and have them slouchy, I think.
Well, that could work too.
'Cause-
I'll definitely go till like right.
Oh, yeah.
Our lighting is really funny today, so I'll definitely go to like here for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep going.
Now that I see these out, I'm like, oh yeah, I should pick these up again.
I know.
That's why it's good to do this, and we get refreshed, and we're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
we gotta work on that.
Well, it was just kind of weird. Like, my kids have been home lots because we've had them
Kids have
home
been
last
home
week.
lots.
My husband has been home lots. So we've been like puttering around and doing like little projects around the house that we've been putting off forever.
Yeah,
So
and you've had sick kids.
I've had sick kids. Yeah, like it's just kind of been weird. And
Yeah.
Gloria has this new idea that she doesn't want me to knit when she's awake.
No
She like
way.
grabs my cord and like tries to pull it out of my hands and
No way.
oh yeah, she's a little bit of a diva, this little one. So
funny.
I haven't really been knitting as much during the day. She's been quite pay attention to me.
That's too bad.
Yeah, I don't know what
She needs some new toys.
She doesn't play with toys. She wants whatever I have. She will come and completely clear everything off the table, throw it all on the floor. So we play this little game. Everything goes on the table when she's on the couch with me because then we put everything up here where she can't get it. So then she comes on the couch and then she grabs everything from up here. So we take it all away and put it on the table. So then she gets down off the couch and we take everything off the table and put it up here. On
No
the,
way.
Oh, she's just constant.
The
Yeah.
toys.
So
She's how many months?
she's 14 months now. So she's just kind of like,
Wait till she turns 18 months.
she's happy. Like
Yeah.
she's, just kind of, she's being a kid, right?
Yeah, oh,
like
for sure.
she's not, but she just is, everything belongs on the floor. She'll just pick everything up, throw it on the floor. She went over, I had folded all this laundry yesterday and put it in a basket. She crawled over and like starts like literally like chucking everything that I'd folded out of the basket. And I'm like, why?
Oh.
Why? There's a whole basket of toys right here. New toys from
that's true,
Christmas.
hey?
Yeah, she doesn't care. Only if the other kids are playing with it. If they'll come and sit here and play with toys, then she's like in their face, whatever they're doing, trying to play with them. So, which is fine. But,
It'll be a phase.
oh yeah.
She'll outgrow it.
Yeah.
I can show you my socks I've been working on that I brought to Dominican. I got the Ginny gingerbread yarn from Ginger Snap.
Oh, it's so pretty.
So I just finished.
Did you bring home sand in your knitting bag?
No, I did not knit a stitch while we were in Dominican because we got there the 23rd. So I knit on the plane.
Yeah.
And then the 24th was busy. It was Christmas Eve. It was the first day at the resort. The next morning was Christmas morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then by 2 o'clock that afternoon,
Right.
that was when Weston got hurt. It was Christmas Day in the afternoon. And
Yeah. There's no sitting and knitting.
everything hit the fan. I didn't read my book. I didn't knit. I literally stressed
Yeah.
morning, noon, and night. I didn't sleep a wink. I didn't eat. It was
Yeah.
awful. And then when he did come back, we had one full day. How'd that work? He got in the 25th, came home on the...
The Sunday, right? And then you had all day Monday? Or was it Saturday night?
And maybe we had all day Monday.
Because you didn't fly home until Monday evening.
Yeah,
Right.
so maybe he came home Sunday.
I think he came home sometime Sunday.
Sunday night. Yeah, they got there like later in the dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like 4 o'clock. So then Aaron's like, just get me to the pool. I want to get to the pool.
Yeah.
So we just ran to the room, got them dressed in their swimsuits, went to the pool. Aaron jumped in the pool right away because now he's like, I finally need to catch up on my vacation.
Yeah.
So he starts drinking his pina coladas and Weston's in the pool, but he couldn't do any more ocean. The doctors were like, no more ocean, no more water slides. Like, we have to watch him like a hawk because of this abdominal fluid.
Right.
So, yeah, and then maybe we had Monday. Did we have a full day?
I don't think so. I think you had most of the day Monday because you didn't leave until the evening.
I know it doesn't really matter. Probably no one really cares, but now I'm curious. I want to see. So he went 25th, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he came home on the Sunday. Yeah, so no, he came home on the Saturday. 1, 2. He came home on the Saturday evening. So we did have all day Sunday.
Oh, nice.
So he gets home. He goes swimming. We go out for dinner. Grace and I are in the gift shop. And Weston and Aaron wait outside the gift shop. And Grace and I are looking around. And all of a sudden we hear this loud boom. And we look over and there's Weston. It was a glass door going into the gift shop. And Weston thought this door was open. So he's like, I'm going to go see Mom. And comes running into the shop. Hits the glass door.
Oh, my word.
Bruises his knee. I'm like, this kid needs bubble wrap.
Yeah.
He's 9. He's broken his arm 4 times. He's had
Weston.
stitches. He is like a walking disaster.
Poor little guy.
Anyways, he's going to have another vacation in March, so we're going to make up for his missed vacation.
Yes.
Anyways, back to the knitting. So,
Right.
gender snap yarn. I finished one sock.
Oh, look at those.
I don't have my sock blocker, but aren't they cute? I did the rounded toe.
Pretty. Mm-hmm.
And this is the Rose City Roller sock pattern. So this one calls for like a heel flap and gusset. This is hot pink. It's not showing very well. But it's bright.
It's bright pink.
Bright pink.
Like highlighter pink.
Yeah, you get it. You get
Yeah.
it. And then it came with this cute little stitch marker. Where is it? Yeah.
Cute.
And I love my Harry Potter, so I had to put my Hedwig stitch marker on it. Yeah, so I finished the sock on the weekend when we were at the cabin and then cast it on the second one. You got to cast it on right
Nice.
away or you're never going to do it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I just finished this heel flap and now I have to do the little, It's on the works. So yeah, second sock.
Nice.
Wanna get
Awesome.
those done. So that's been fun. I love these socks. That is that whip. Do you want to show a whip?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, spoiler. Actually, no, I'll show this one first.
Oh yeah.
So
Can't believe you don't have any more. This is so funny.
it
I
is
mean, I
funny.
get it.
I mean, I
totally get it.
have lots of whips. My bags are all full. I just haven't been working on any of them, so it's nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
So before Christmas, Bran and Cody, I've been trying to convince Bran to knit. Bran's my oldest. She's 15 now. So I took them to Michael's and she bought, I think I showed you guys this yarn.
Mm-hmm. You did.
It's a gradient. So it's like a nice bright red. Well, this part is. So this is, I cast on, it's a Pearl Soho pattern just for a classic ribbed hat. So I did all the ribbing for her because I didn't want her to have to try and start with ribbing right off the bat. I just wanted simple, straight knit stitch. So it's really hard to see, but she's doing a really good job. She started right away. I did one round of knit and she's done all of this.
Wow.
So she's doing really good. She's had a couple moments where she's been like, Mom, what did I do? So like one time she picked it up and she started knitting backwards.
Oh no.
So, which is fine. She only got about 10 or 15 stitches down and she's like, wait, I did something. So yeah, she's got a couple holes, like just like random little drop stitch, or she's got a few where she's split it, but she's doing really good.
That's
and it's
really good.
As I was looking at it, like fixing it for her one night, I was like, that's so dark. Like, why did I let her get dark?
It's a hard color to see.
It
At
is.
least
It's
she's
really
young
hard.
and can see it.
She literally like sit in the dark little corner here and knit, and I'm like,
that's so exciting.
can you even
She's
see?
knitting.
But yeah, so she's been enjoying it. She's got a little bit, I mean, she's a teenage girl, right? So she's got some anxiety and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I just want her to have something to do. She doesn't,
Yeah.
she will never just sit. So like, she loves to do Minecraft. She's very artsy, very creative. So she likes Minecraft because she can go in and she can build all these things. But when she's on the computer, she's also watching videos at the same time. Or like, she can never just sit. She needs to have something to do. So I was like, well, you need to learn how to knit because You can take it with you when we go places, and you can keep your hands busy. She can do it in the car. She loves to read, and she can just sit and read, which is great. But I tell you, this girl, it's hard to keep her. She's literally read almost every like nonfiction book in her high school library, and she's in grade 10.
That's insane.
So, I mean, she's kind of picky about what she reads, but she just flies through everything. And she's gone back through. So my younger son started reading the Divergent series for school.
Cool. Yeah, those are really good.
So she went and picked them up from the library and has now read all 3.
Wow.
And he's like partway through the second book.
Wow.
Like she just,
that's awesome.
I can't keep her in books. So,
Yeah.
And she hates audiobooks because they're too
knitting
slow.
is something that she'll be able to keep. Like she can,
Exactly.
It's something you make something. You can wear it, you can use it.
Yeah, exactly. So
It's just
I'm
something
like,
to add
even
to
if
her
she doesn't,
things to do.
I don't even care if she doesn't like it when she's done and won't wear it.
Exactly.
I'm just happy that she's willing to learn. And she'll pick it up and she'll knit a little bit and then she'll put it away and it sits on the couch. And I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
She's learning how.
Yeah.
And she'll pick it up. She's really, when it comes to the crafty stuff, like I bought them those felting kits.
Oh yeah, she loved
before Christmas. And she took Cody's and she took all the scraps. So she made like this little hedgehog that was like this big. And then she took all the scraps and made 2 more. And they were like progressively smaller.
Oh, cute.
These little hedgehogs. She just took all the scraps and just like kept making them.
That's
so like she's really creative that way. So
yeah. That's
she's
awesome.
painted almost everything she can get her hands on in the house. Like she just.
That's awesome.
Oh, she's so funny. So I'm really happy that she's learning how to knit though. And I think she's doing a
so
great
awesome.
job.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
One more thing for Gloria to try and steal.
We can show our MCALs at the same time. So I'll show in one of my Finch bags. I love this bag. Because for sweaters, you need a big bag.
Yes.
Especially if you're doing a bulky weight sweater.
I know.
So I showed you guys, I think 2 podcasts ago, the Winston pullover that I'm going to make. And so over the weekend when I was at the cabin, I just kind of, I got the bug to just knit on it. So I've actually been cruising along.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so where's the front? This is the front.
Looks so good.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Isn't that awesome? Wow. I know. I'm so excited.
So pretty.
It's really fun to knit. It was kind of awkward at first with these big needles, right? Because it feels like you're knitting with branches. They're really size 17.
Wow. And they're shorties too.
And they're shorties. But it's not bothering me too much.
Good.
Like I was knitting a lot, and then one day I was like, okay, maybe I should put this down now and pick up some socks. So I did. But it hasn't been bothering me. And I got some like grown up.
Oh, look at you.
Remember I had all the elastics going around
the hair elastics.
Yeah, this came with the order of stitch markers that we're going to have at the Creekside Festival.
Cool.
I don't have a lot of these because I need them now for my sweaters. Because honestly, I feel like I want to do another bulky sweater as soon as this is done.
Cool.
I'm loving it so much. It fits good. We'll see how much it stretches. I don't know how much these things stretch, but it's like...
Yeah, you probably don't want it to...
Yeah. I'm doing the medium size.
Perfect.
So definitely don't want to go any bigger. And then it says to go down 12 and a half inches. So I would say this is probably 8.
7 or 8, yeah.
So 4 more inches down to go, and then ribbing, and then the sleeves.
Cool.
Proud of myself to have a sweater.
That's awesome.
And then I'm using the Woolies, the Lion Brand Woolies, thick and quick. And this colorway is called Stormfront. I love how it's gray with like flecks of pink and blue.
Well, that really shows it off there.
It does.
Cool.
Because I want to just try doing a sweater with economical yarn, bulky weight. Yeah, so highly recommend this. The pattern is great. Yeah. Pick this up. Now I'm wanting to knit on this now that I've just pulled it out. I haven't knit on it since the weekend, so.
Nice.
But hopefully I'll get more progress done on that soon.
Cool.
What's your... Okay, so now we
Just
cover
my
MCALs.
Yeah.
Okay, where did I put mine? I think it's this one. I've been a lot slower on my progress. Spoiler.
If you don't want to see it.
The last clue is out now.
Yeah.
I'm only on clue 2. You must be on clue 3.
I just started clue 3. This is my clue 3.
Ooh. It's big. Cute.
There we go. That's it.
Yeah, I haven't seen this in real life yet because we haven't podcasted since before Christmas.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Matches your bag. Love that.
Yeah.
The red and red.
My Andrea's handspun.
Cute.
So these are my colors. So this is Ice Berries by Polka Dot Creek. And this one is called Valkyrie, I think.
That was the Yarn at Home one.
Yeah, so it was the sweater I knit as a sample for the Yarn at Home mom. And yeah, Valkyrie. So it's her Brigadoon tweed. So I think she has actually been dyeing a little bit again.
Oh, nice.
I think. I saw something the other day. So this is Polka Dot Creek. And it's her Iced Berries.
I have socks.
What's
What's that stitch marker?
It's a bunny and two.
Cute.
I found it.
Aw, that's adorable.
I found it in a bag that I had somewhere. I must have bought it at a show and then stashed it away.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
Anyways, so so those are my colors. So this is clue 1.
I love your colors.
It's all the fisherman's rib is really like. I haven't blocked these at all yet.
Don't you love the fisherman's rib?
I love it. I love knitting it.
Too.
I love the look of it.
Love the look of it.
And like it's just
Squish factor.
it's great.
Wow, that's so pretty.
So I made a couple mistakes in my first little bottom of it. Like this is backwards. But once I learned how to read the stitches, then I could just.
That sure makes a difference once you know how to read them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The tutorials were great.
They were, yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah, so that's my first one with my little Wama stitch marker. Heather gave that to me for Christmas last year.
Cute.
Yep. There's that one. And then my... This is clue 2.
Oh, it's a good size, hey?
Yeah, so these ones are just a little bit bigger.
That's cute. And you like doing the lace?
I loved the lace.
Yeah.
It was really...
I haven't minded either.
It's been pretty simple, straightforward. Again, easy to memorize. Like, you can read your stitches and kind of see where you're supposed to be so that all your eyelets line up properly.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's been
That's what I have to
fun.
start next time. Like I just finished this and I'm starting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're on this one. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm all about socks and sweaters lately. The last year I've not been into knitting shawls, but I just have to knit the Cozy Up
exactly.
MCal.
Yeah.
This was one that they did. Was it last year?
That was last year's, yeah.
This was the Twin It Up shawl that
Yeah.
we did last year. I love wearing this one in February for Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah,
January,
totally.
February. Yeah, that's what I'm wearing today.
That one's awesome. That smells good.
Does it? Oh, like it's kind of woolly. But I have lost my... what was the first one they did?
The My Sister shawl?
My sister shawl. Like, it's been missing. I have a feeling my mom borrowed it once when I was away. Because she had told me she'd borrowed a shawl.
Oh, probably.
I don't know where. We were gone for some trip and she said, I borrowed one of your shawls. But, I mean, I think she probably left it at home. But I don't know if it... I can't find it. It's been missing for about a year now. So that sucks.
Yeah.
I love that one. It was a nice shape.
Mm-hmm.
So, can't find it. Anyways. Right. These are the colors that I'm using for mine.
It's just so awesome.
They're both Malabrigo. They're singles, single ply yarn that my mother-in-law had brought back for me from Denmark. So I'm knitting this up, and this is, I don't think she watches the podcast. I hope not. But I'm going to give this to her for her birthday.
Nice.
Because I think they're kind of her colors. She really likes this purple. So here is my clue 1.
Cool.
That's the right side. So that's clue 1.
Nice. Oh, it's so awesome.
It feels good.
It's soft. Wow.
The single ply, right?
Yeah.
Why don't I knit more with singles?
That's so pretty.
It's really soft. It's kind of shiny.
Nice.
These are only 420 gram skeins, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
But like, I should compare this with yours. It looks like mine is, I think mine's smaller than yours.
Maybe a little.
Maybe I'm looking at your clue 2 thinking it's not. And then this is my This is the starting of my Clue 2. So I just finished The Fisherman's Rib. And this is a stitch marker from Sugar Tots. Yeah, Sugar Tots. I love her stitch markers.
I know. Me
They're
too.
so
the
cute.
clay.
So yeah, I don't know. And they say that...
It's about the same.
Is it?
I think so. I would say.
Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully, like, do you find that you're running low on your color 1? Because that's the risk that with having the smaller size skein is that you're going to run out of...
quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
They're about even still.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, I weighed it before I started my Clue 2, and it was at 89 grams when I first started. So they said to just weigh it and then just do half and half. So, yeah, hopefully. It doesn't seem like it's really shrinking a lot. So hopefully I'll have enough yarn.
I always find the first half of the ball seems to go really fast.
Yeah.
And then the second half seems to go, like, last forever.
And you think that you're going to run out, but then it just keeps lasting.
I know.
Lasting
It's
and
just,
lasting.
yeah.
That's true.
I've often found that, especially with socks. I'd be like, oh man, like I don't have much left. And then it's like, good grief, I could knit a whole nother pair of socks with this.
That was like with my Soldotna sweater because I thought I was running out of my main color. And so I finished that skein and did my ribbing. But then afterwards, I'm like, I probably could have gotten maybe another inch length added to my Soldotna, which kicks me that I didn't. But I still love that sweater and I wear it.
You wear it all the
lot,
time.
so.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
spoilers done. You can come back.
spoilers done. That's it for that.
Yeah.
So we should talk some books.
Yes. My daughter got the third book of the, Marissa Meyer did a series. The first book is Renegades. The second one is Arch Enemies. And the third one is called Supernova. So Bran and I have been kind of reading the books about the same time. But the third book she got for Christmas. So I downloaded the audiobook.
Nice.
And we were listening to it at the same time.
Oh, cool.
And so we got to the end. We finished it on the same day. She's at school.
Aww.
And she's like, Mom, I just finished the book. And I had I think maybe half an hour of listening time left on it. So I'm like, don't say anything yet.
That's so fun.
So it was a lot of fun because it was a crazy ending to the book. If you like young adult fiction, fantastic series to read. They're really fun. I really enjoyed those. So I read that over Christmas. Or
I
just
finally
after
finished
Christmas.
the first one in that series right before Christmas.
Yeah.
So Bran was asking me on Wednesday, can I have my book back?
I think they get better and better.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite. I really liked her Cinder series way better, but I'm still going to finish off reading these ones.
Yeah, I think they get better and better.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's good. So I want to read more books this year. It's my goal to read more books and to listen to more audiobooks. So I even made an album, like a picture album, in my phone.
Oh, awesome.
So every time I read or listen to an audiobook, I'm going to save the picture.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Just to visualize it and see what I'm actually reading and see how many books I can read for 2020.
Cool.
Reading this day. So that's my mission. So anyways, this book, the first one, A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. So hello, Stella. Like she's on Instagram. Hello. I think it's hello_Stella. She's running this really casual, it's called Literary Society or something like that.
Cool.
Yeah, so she recommends books and people can read the books for that month and they just kind of can chat about it on Instagram and she'll ask what people are thinking, where they're roughly at. And anyway, so the book for January was A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. And seriously, this book is probably one of my favorite books I've read in like the last 5 years. Really? Yes.
Wow.
It's so good.
Cool.
I highly recommend it. So A Tree Grows in Brooklyn by Betty Smith. This book was written like 10, 12 years ago. It's so good. It's like based in the early 1900s, like 1912, like before, 1912 to 1917, before the First World War. Mm-hmm. And it's in Brooklyn and it's just gritty and it's like, it's a gritty, heartfelt. There's emotional things in the book, but it's so addicting. And the audio version is great. The voice of the person that does the audio, she almost has a New York style voice. Mm-hmm. And then there's some music to it. Every time the chapter ends, there's like this early 1920s wartime music that comes. So good. So I told my mom about it, and she was like, well, I like to actually read books. I'm like, okay, we'll get out of the library, but I think you should try downloading Hoopla on your phone and start listening to some audiobooks. Like, just try this one. Because her and I, our dream is to go to New York City together one day. So I'm like, just try it. It's based in Brooklyn. And she's like, okay, I'll try. Well, then she texted me a picture of herself with her earbuds in the other day. She's like, well, thanks for creating an addict, because she could not put the book down at all. So highly, highly recommend
But
that
the great
one.
thing about audiobooks is you don't have to. You can listen to
Exactly.
it
Yeah.
while you're walking, doing
Yeah.
laundry. I love having my books on while I'm folding laundry or in the car. Whenever I'm in the car
I
with
do a lot in the car.
out my kids or even just the younger kids, I always make them listen to my books.
When I was making up the project bags for the show, I was just listening away to that book.
Yeah.
But I'm also trying to, every night before bed, read 10 to 20 minutes every night before bed.
Nice.
And I've been sticking to it. Even if I'm so tired, I'll read for 5 minutes, but at least it's something.
Yeah.
So this was the book. I don't know if I showed this. This was the one I was going to bring to Dominican.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about this one. I don't know if you
Okay.
showed it, but we did talk about it.
Oh, okay. So this is the
Yeah.
book I brought to Dominican. Did not get a chance to read a single page because that's how my holiday went. But I'm almost done. I have like, I don't know, 80 pages left. It's so bright in here.
It is.
80 pages left. Phone numbers for Dominican hospitals right here on scrap paper. But yeah, it's really good. It's been
Cool.
It's been cute. It's fluffy. It's been cute. So that's my one. I'm almost done. And then I bought this book for my mom for Christmas. Has anyone read this book? It's called The Shape of Family, and the author had written a book, The Secret Daughter. Did you read that one?
No, I didn't. But
I
I
read
remember it.
I loved it. Mom read it. She loved it. So I found this one at Costco. So I bought this book for Mom for Christmas. So she read it over Christmas break. She loved it. So she gave it to me to borrow. So this will be my next one once I finish this. This has to be done before the end of January. Because then I can say I read a book in the month of January.
Nice.
See, I like this. I'm on a mission. Let's see how many books I can read in 2020. And maybe I'll read this in February.
There you go.
Let me know if you've read this book and what you thought. Yeah.
Cool.
What about you?
Well, James got me this one for Christmas.
Silent Knit, Deadly Knit.
So
Ooh.
it's hilarious. So it's about this this girl who they have mother-daughter bonding time. It's like a Christmas, obviously it's a Christmas book, but it has to do with like a yarn store owner, and anyways, it's hilarious.
Ooh, I want to read that one.
Yeah, it's funny. I read the here, you guys can pause it and read the back of the book because it made me laugh out loud. I read it as I was opening my stocking on Christmas morning, and I was like giggling to myself. It's so funny.
How far into it are you?
I haven't even started it yet.
Oh, you haven't started yet.
No. So, but it's my next. It's on my list of.
You did that. I could smell the pages.
Yeah. It's a good smell.
They need to make a candle with a smell like this.
Right?
Oh, that smells good.
Look. Yeah.
Cool.
So, but I've been listening to, I just downloaded this one. It's called An Irish Country Doctor. So there's a whole series. It looks really funny. Anyways, it has been, like, you talk about audiobooks, and they, the guy who's narrating the book has a really strong Irish accent. And so, like, it's an older book. It's about this young guy who has just finished, like, he's got his doctor's, he's just become a doctor. And so
Cool.
he's gone out to this small country practice, and he's learning from this old doctor. And all these, like, the rules in the country do not apply to the rules in the city, right? Like,
Right.
it's different. So he's learning what it's like to be a country doctor.
Cool.
And I've been like laugh out loud moments in this
I would
book.
love that.
Like,
I love
it's
anything
so
medical.
funny.
Oh, I'll try
Yeah,
that.
it's really cute. So, but there's like a whole series of these books.
Cool.
So-
Have you watched the Netflix series called Virgin River?
Yes.
I've
I
been
did.
binging it this week.
Yeah, I started it. It was over the Christmas break. I watched it.
It reminds
Yeah.
me of that because she's a nurse practitioner
Yeah,
that moves
exactly.
to this small town.
That's kind of what brought me back to these books, because I've looked at them lots of different times when they've come out over the years, but I've just never picked it up to start it. I bought one once, but I ended up buying like book 4 in the series or something like that. So
I'm gonna have to try that.
So yes.
The audiobook that I'm now listening to, if I can find it, is The Shipping News. Oh, jeez, this is really... The Shipping News by Annie Proulx, Proulx. I watched I think it's the Knitters League podcast. So one of the girls on the Knitters League podcast had recommended this book. So
Cool.
yeah, I'm halfway through.
Nice.
It's not bad. It's interesting. It's based in Newfoundland.
Oh, okay.
So it's a guy, and the premise is a guy in the States. His wife. It's hard to tell in the beginning if she dies or if she leaves him. But anyways, he has his 2 daughters, and his aunt convinces him to move up to Newfoundland with her. And then he gets a job as a journalist for the Shipping News. So it's kind of their story and getting established in Newfoundland.
Cool.
So
neat.
yeah,
It's
totally different.
Yeah, I always find reading these books about like when they're immersed in like a similar but different culture.
Yeah.
Right? So like Newfoundland, I mean, yes, it's part of Canada, but like they are their own
Oh, totally.
group of people, right? Like
Yeah.
things are different in Newfoundland than the rest of Canada.
Right now,
So-
Newfoundland is literally buried under snow.
Literally.
They had 72 centimeters of snow in one night.
Yeah.
And it just keeps coming. And now they're trying to figure out what to do with their snow, so they're going to be now shoveling it all into the ocean.
Well, yeah, that's just like, what do you do?
People
right?
have been
like,
putting it into their bathtubs because they're trying to shovel out the front door, putting it into their bathtubs, and then running warm water on it to melt it to go down the drain because...
Yeah, what else do you do? Yeah, like literally, if you look it up online, you can find videos. People have done time-lapse videos of like out their front door, and you literally watch the snow just like, cars are gone.
Yeah, buried. They
Like,
open their front door, it's just a wall
Yeah,
of
it's
snow.
a wall of snow. Yeah.
I mean, we've had that where it's maybe been halfway up our door, especially at the cabin. We get that a lot.
Well, and they had
But-
like upwards of 150 kilometer an hour winds during
so
the
the
storm.
drifts.
So like one side of the street, the house would be like half buried in snow. The other side had like nothing, right? So it's like, which side of the street do you wish you lived on?
Yeah. You don't want to face north, probably.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get
So-
down to Newfoundland one day because I think it's a really cool part of our country, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
Go see our friend, and she lives in New Brunswick from, what's her podcast name now? Oh, it's escaping my mind. Inspired Knitting Podcast? Oh, geez.
Brain lapse.
Totally.
It's funny.
Oh, what is it called? Oh my goodness. I think it's on my other YouTube thing. You know who you are. I think it's Inspired Knitting. Yeah, it's a good job. She has such a good podcast. If you don't watch it, Inspired. Yeah, Inspired Knitting Podcast.
Isn't that funny how our brain works? Like it just
Total
completely
brain
blocks
fart
things
right
out.
now. Anyways, yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, she's so sweet. Go watch her podcast. She's such a doll. She lives out in the East Coast.
Nice.
Okay,
We should show off some of our bags.
We should show some of the bags, but we also have some Happy Mail to open.
Oh.
Where's my card? Becky.
Bye.
This is from Parkside Stitches. So you can find her on Instagram at Parkside Stitches.
That's good tape.
There's her. She sells bags in her Etsy shop, and she actually has a sale on right now in her Etsy shop. So you should go check out her bags. She has some really good prices on her bags.
Fun.
But yeah, she said, so I had won a giveaway, so she'd sent it, and then she said, I really wanted to include something for both of you. I admire you both so much for all that you do for the fostering system. I can't imagine how difficult it is to do what you do, but I'm sure the rewards far outweigh the obstacles. The children that you bring into your home are so blessed. So yeah, she wanted to send you something too. Oh, she sent you the same card. I wasn't sure if she sent you the same letter or not.
Thank you.
So I said, well, I'm going to wait till we podcast next so we can open them on the podcast.
And it's a quilty card. Like, how cute is that? Fun.
So fun. What is she
Oh,
wow. So this was the one that I had won. It was a Christmas knitting bag. Oh, this is so cute.
Sent me a
We got the
matching one.
same one.
Yeah, they have a cute
look at
little.
these twinsies.
Do you have the tree?
Yeah.
Do you have the tree? Yeah, little stitch marker. Cute.
Thank you.
That is so sweet. Thank you so much.
Look at this.
Ooh.
So exciting. This looks like a medium size or big size bag.
Wow.
Oh my.
Cute.
I love
them.
This is so nice.
Oh, it's got like the big flat bottom on them.
Wow. I'm going to put my shawl in this.
Oh,
How cute is that?
that's so sweet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Parkside Stitches.
Oh.
Oh, it's on
Yeah,
the
on the other
side.
side. Yeah, and she has a sale on her Etsy shop.
Cute.
These are
Aw.
just beautiful.
Oh, I love that. This is cool fabric.
Next year's Christmas socks are going in here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it's like a vinyl-y canvas.
Yeah, not quite. It's not like heavy canvas, but it's like good, sturdy. Very
I love
nice.
the zipper pulls.
Well made.
Wow. And I love the box bottoms.
I know, me too. It's perfect. Because then your yarn cakes will sit flat in the bottom, which is so nice.
I'm transferring over my shawl
yeah.
to this right now.
Yeah, you need a little bigger
Because I need
bag,
a bit
hey?
bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
This little one is more meant for like socks.
Mm-hmm.
My waist scale so I can weigh out my yarn. There. Now my MCal's in here.
There, perfect.
Oh, it's so cute. I love it.
So sweet. Thank
Finally
you.
got to open it.
Jeez.
That's so cute. Happy mail. Thank you. That's
Happy
always
Meal's
so
fun.
fun. But was trying to get together to podcast. That was the tricky
Yeah.
part. 'Cause, yeah, last week all the kids were
I know.
home. Although we should have podcast.
We
could
should have
kicked
just
them
done
out
it.
and then they could have babysat.
It's true.
Even though you are being so good over there, Mr. Man.
is.
Okay, so now we can. Oh, now he's like, wait
He's
a
like-
minute. Feel sorry for me.
He's like, who, me? Right.
okay, so
Okay.
let's show some
We'll
of
show
our.
some of our bags that we have.
If any of these. Okay, we're back. We had a disturbance because all of a sudden my iPad was
rang.
bringing in a phone call from my daughter's school. So,
Weird.
but we're back. Okay.
Kids call, you gotta answer.
Oh yeah, you just.
You never know.
Do you know how many calls I get from like principals and teachers? Your daughter's crying today, or your son gone to a fight, or blah.
Oh, these crazy kids.
Yeah. So we have a few different sizes of bags.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some of the smaller bags. We have more, but so these are some of the smaller bags. Did I bring over one of the YouTube ones? Maybe not.
Oh, you had. Maybe not.
Thought I had two.
They're slightly bigger than these ones, the YouTube ones.
And then this is a medium size Finch bag, which I posted on Instagram. I love the cap butts in this.
It's so cute.
So cute. And then polka dots inside. This is a cool knit fabric bag.
Yarn balls.
The yarn balls. I made this one really neutral so that if people weren't into really colorful things, then this would be a good neutral bag.
Yep.
So that's the more medium size. And then we have, I think we'll have, well, we have a few Finch.
Finch
These are the big
buckets.
ones. These are the ones you want for sweaters.
Yep. They fit. I think mine, like this, I had like 6 skeins of yarn plus my sweater pattern, stitch
Yeah.
markers, like.
Cozy memory blankets. You can start it off with these
Yeah.
two.
And they've got like big square bottoms.
Yeah.
And so they sit nice. And that's why they're called like a bucket, right? Because it'll sit.
Yeah. Like this. Once it's all squished, it's like a
Yeah.
bucket. Yeah. So we have a marble one. There's lots of interest in this floral one. So I have
So
a
pretty.
few of these ones.
That fabric is beautiful.
That's the inside of that one. Yeah, if you're interested, if you're going to be coming to the show, but you want to purchase the bag before the show so we hold it for you, just message us.
Yeah, let us know.
Another one. This one. So I made a few of those because people seem to love that print. This is a more neutral one with the French bulldogs. And then a little bit of color inside with the pink. And then this pretty butterfly one.
Nice.
Yeah, so those are some bags we'll have there. And then we're going to have some little stitch markers, different shapes and sizes. These are hearts. We have some little diamonds. Some bigger ones. Oh man, the lighting is so bad.
Yeah, it's really reflective. Holy.
So just little stitch markers. Yeah, so we'll have some of those notions. And then, of course, our awesome needle minders. So we have a new size. This is a size we've always carried before. And then we thought we would try some smaller sizes. So these are just some new colorways for these smaller ones that we'll have at the show. And then these we can ship out in regular mail.
Yeah, these ones will be fantastic for shipping because they're thinner. They fit in just the regular letter mail, which is awesome.
Because the shipping was ridiculous to ship a couple of these.
Yeah, it's crazy because they're so light. Like, it's just, I don't understand the shipping. It seems so ridiculous to me.
Any needle keepers, just message us. Just direct message us. We don't have an Etsy page up right now. So just send us messages and we can send it out that way.
And for those of you who haven't seen them, this is essentially what they are. So there's just a split in each end and you just slide your needles in. And so when you have a project on the needles, it keeps them, it keeps stitches from falling off in your project bags. And if you are like us and like the sharp needles, it keeps them from poking holes in your bags or snagging stitches in your bags.
That has happened to me more times than I can count.
Breaking your needles. I was showing these to my lady yesterday. I had them out on the table because we've been working on them. She was telling me about someone in her family who lost a child because they fell on a bag of knitting needles and it stabbed them. Can you imagine? So anyways, that's a tragic story.
That was your licensing officer for fostering.
Yeah, tragic story. So
yeah, they're great. They're more ways than one.
These will save many things.
Yeah, they're almost like we're basically calling them now Sharps dispensers as well because
Sharps keepers.
When we
Sharps
were
needles.
Or Sharps keepers, yeah. When we were at Knit City, there were these guys that were at the hotel, and he was looking these over, and he goes, these would be good for people who have to use needles for
and people who are diabetic and have to carry needles and
if you just want to be able to throw them in to the end and just you can.
And trust me, the caps stay on because Gloria steals mine and chews on them all the time, and I do not worry about the caps coming off.
They're a challenge to get on, and they're also a challenge to get off. But if you get one of these and you want to switch out the paper with one you currently have, you can just. They're not glued down. I know someone once thought they were glued down, but
no, they're not.
They're not.
They stay on really well.
Yeah.
Once they're stuck on there, they're.
Yeah, they probably heat up and kind of get stuck, so people think they're glued on, but they're not. So yeah, that's how they work, and they're great for when you're doing if you have smaller needles on your sleeves of your sweater. Just it'll hold those stitches on for you too if you just use.
And that's the nice thing about these smaller ones that we have now is they're even lighter than the other ones. They're the same plastic, but they're so light. They're great for socks. These are 3.5 millimeter needles that are in there. I don't know how well you can see. But I've had 4 millimeter. You could probably do up to 5, I would guess. Would fit in there pretty easily.
So if you need bigger ones, just get the bigger ones.
Yeah, then we have the bigger size.
A few of those left.
Yeah.
So I hope you all come out to.
We would love to see you on Saturday.
Yeah, obviously, not everyone can.
Come and say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
I think so.
Thanks for sticking around with us.
Yeah, and for your patience and waiting for us to.
Yeah, we value all of our subscribers.
We do so much.
Thanks for all your likes and thumbs up and messages. We love all that. And yeah. So,
all right.
Until next time.
Happy knitting.
Happy knitting. Bye.
Bye. I'm still chewing.
Oh, shoot. Let's pause. All right. Take 2. Oh, my hair's a mess. Oh, dear. I'm going to start again.
Hi.
The baby's welcoming the show today.
Baby's saying hello first.
Hello, welcome back. Are we ever going to be able to start this?
No.
It's been let's try that again.
Hi.
No, the giggles. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's try that again.